Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 26 as we read through the Bible in 1 year. We're halfway through the Bible. This is exciting. July 1st today, which is Canada Day. So happy Canada Day, everyone who's watching. This last week, we read some of 2nd Kings. We read Acts and Psalms and Proverbs. And I was just reflecting today on Canada Day. And I love my country. I love Canada. I'm proud to be a Canadian. We are a great nation. But we can see some of what's happening in Kings happening to our nation. Back when I was in elementary school, we weren't a Christian family in the sense that we had a traditional belief in God, but didn't go to church and that didn't practice it. But I remember in elementary school, my teacher one time saying that Canada was no longer a Christian nation because there wasn't enough people who actually stated they were Christians to make it a Christian nation. And I was saddened, and I grieved that, even though I wasn't a Christian, myself. But our country was built on the beliefs in God, and our laws are built onto Judeo-Christian beliefs and faith. And so to me, that was quite a shock. But we see that in Kings as each king rises up, is more evil than the one prior, and the nation gets further and further away from the nation that God wanted it to be, set up on the foundation of believing in God and worshiping God. And so we see that in Canada too. Less and less people call themselves Christians. Pastors are quitting. Churches are getting smaller and smaller. And it is sad. It is sad. But at the same time, God is in control. I mean, God can turn this around in a moment and cause a revival to happen. We've seen that in history. But he can also destroy our nation. It is in his hands, really. But what can we do? Well, we can only be responsible for our own lives. I love the story of Hezekiah. As he came up, he said he was more godly than all the other kings before him, and God blessed him because he worshiped God. And, God can bless us individually as we worship him. And what does that mean for us? I think a lot of times when we think of success as a nation or blessings from God, we think of material things, but that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about the blessings of a relationship with him, of peace, of patience, of kindness, of all these wonderful things that we can have in our lives despite our situation. And that's what we can be to Canada. And so let's rise up as Christians, as believers, not to condemn, but to love, to show a better way, to be the light, to be the blessing to Canada, and pray for our nation. I love the verse in Psalm 147, verse 11. The Lord delights in those who fear him, who put their hope in his unfailing love. His love is not failing, so it doesn't matter what happens in Canada. His love will endure. But let's be the unfailing love in Canada, and let's shine for him in all the ways that we can. And so I just wish you a happy Canada Day, and continue on reading, and we'll see you next week. God bless.